Hey guys, if you've been watching my channel, you would notice recently I took a bike trip to go meet one of my friends, and we went riding at somewhere named Shelby Farms here in Memphis, Tennessee. And it was one hell of a day, man. I saw many beautiful scenes, and it was a nice day to ride, and I logged a lot of miles that day. I went about 100 miles on my own. When I met up with my friend named Jay, we rode about 30 miles. But aside from that, I put in another 70 miles just riding to get to him. And then I did a lot of errands and things of that nature after I left him. Because Shelby Farms is a nice ways from my house, about 20 something miles or so. But I did learn a lot that day. I have a big race coming up where I'm going to be entering myself into the Great Divide mountain bike race. And I've always said, I cannot get tired. I've never got off my bike huffing and puffing because I'm so tired. So I'm like, yeah, the Great Divide mountain bike race will be a great test of my endurance. I want to just see how far I can push myself. But after I rode that bike almost 100 miles that day, which that was probably my second time riding 100 miles. I've never done long distance rides, and I've never even taken a bike tour before. So going to the Great Divide and getting into their race is going to be something new for me. But at the end of the day, when I got back from Shelby Farms, one thing I was noticing is I wasn't tired. I wasn't huffing and puffing, but I felt my body feeling sore and things of that nature. And it was just putting me in a mind frame of, man, I wonder how it's going to be to recover every day and try to ride about 200 miles a day. That's probably going to be my goal, to attempt to ride 200 miles a day. And I know one thing, today was part of my recovery is taking baths and showers. It really revitalizes my body, and I'm ready to ride the next day. But on the Great Divide mountain bike race, I won't have showers and baths at my disposal every single night. So I'm just wondering, I wonder how my body is actually going to react to not having the showers, not having the baths, and things of that nature. So I really have thought about that. And another thing is, I didn't drink a drop of water the whole day I was with my friend. I nicknamed myself the Camel because it seems like I can just ride forever without drinking water and things of that nature. But if I'm talking about riding over 2,700 miles, I'm going to have to keep myself well nourished, and I'm going to have to keep myself well hydrated. So although I've nicknamed myself the Camel, I still don't want to push myself past my limits. So I'm definitely going to have to do better with drinking water and things of that nature. But one of the biggest things that had me laughing that day was, if you go back and look at that video when I was in Shelby Farms, you will notice that I was always behind my friend Jay. And that's because he was riding a road bike and I was on a touring bike. And believe it or not, he wasn't the only one that was smoking me that day. I had people's grandmothers smoking me. Everybody that was on a road bike was just cruising past me so easily. It was ridiculous. I would see people taking 3 pedals, including my friend Jay. 3 pedals, and they would be way up in front of me. I would be pedaling my butt off, trying to catch up, and they would be coasting the whole time. That's the difference between having the right bike and not having the right bike for whatever you're trying to get accomplished. And out there, everybody that had road bikes was smoking me. And all was going through my mind was, you know what, Jay? You made the right decision to try to get you a new bike for this race. Because let me tell you, I love the Trek 520 Grando. That bad boy, I promise you, I love that bike. But if I take that bike to the race, I'm gonna get smoked. A lot of people might say, Jay, don't matter what bike you're gonna get. Those professionals and those endurance racers, they're gonna beat you anyway. Well, luckily I don't think like that. But I will say this. You need the right tools to get the job done. And if their bikes are meant to race, well, they're going to be able to go a lot faster and a lot quicker than me with less effort. And that's what the guy at Trek was telling me. He was telling me, you know what, man? My friend Jay at Trek. It seemed like I know a lot of Jays. I rode with my friend Jay at Shelby Farms, and I actually have a friend named Jay at Trek. And when he looked at the bike that I want to buy, he said, Jay, when you get this new bike, everything you're doing is going to be magnified times 4. He said the rotations are going to be a lot easier. He said you're going to be working a lot less to get even more results when you get this new bike, especially when you're going up and down those mountains. And so I didn't want to put myself in a position to where these people will be doing me like what happened to me at Shelby Farms, where they're smoking me by pedaling their bike 3 rotations, and I'm still grinding, pedaling every single step of the way, trying to catch up to them. So I did learn that I do need to upgrade my bike. I can't have grandmothers passing me on the Great Divide. I have to keep up. But another thing I learned is I've always said women cyclists are super sexy, man. And when I was out there riding, Lord have mercy, it was some super sexy women cyclists out there. And this one girl, she was so mean to me. She had rolled up behind me one time, and she was screaming to me, to the left, to the left. And I didn't know she was behind me, so it startled me. And so she wanted me to move over so she could pass me, because everybody was passing me. So I moved over. She said, I'm sorry to startle you. And she just rolled past me, right? And when she rolled past me, Lord have mercy, this girl was so beautiful. I said, oh my God, she is hot. I don't care how mean she is, man. My eyes was lit up, right? So I had passed her, a little bit down the way because she was like readjusting her helmet or something. And she came rolling right past me a few minutes later. And I said, you passing me again? And I think she yelled out and said something like, yeah, I got to work out. I got to do this or I got to do that. Whatever she said. But all I was thinking was, mm. I made a video a long time ago saying, I wonder how a woman's cyclist seat smells. Because they be so fine, it make you think, I wonder what their vagina smell like. And let me tell you, boy, I was definitely having that thought about her. And it was some runners out there that were super sexy too. So I know I sort of veered off the subject, but boy, what I do love about cycling is getting out there in nature, and also it is great to see those women out there exercising. And I don't know what it is, but it's something about an exercising woman that makes you think that their pH balance is all the way right, and that thing is probably smelling amazing. So, with all that said, though, man, I learned a lot about what I'm going to have to do for this Great Divide mountain bike race. A lot of people say, hey, man, well, how you going to prepare to ride all those miles? And the thing is, I ride my bike every single day. I know I'm not riding hundreds of miles, but I am consistent with riding every single day. And unlike a lot of people and even professionals that are going to get in that Great Divide mountain bike race, I'm going to be riding to the race. I have 2,300 miles to go to get to Banff, Alberta, Canada, to start the race. So that will be a lot of my training as well. And I get a chance to see how my body reacts to not showering and taking a bath every single day. I'm probably going to be wiping my body down with baby wipes and things like that. I might stay in a hotel every third night or something like that, to fully rejuvenate and, charge my batteries up on my bike, for all the equipment that I might have, the electronic equipment that I need to recharge. But this is definitely going to be a journey, man. I'm going to learn a lot about bikepacking. I'm going to learn a lot about myself. I'm going to learn a lot about the limits that I have, and how far I can push myself. But I'm so glad that I took that trip, with my friend. And although I've only rode 100 miles a couple of times in my life, you know what? That second time, I really learned a lot. Because the first time I rode 100 miles, I wasn't even thinking about getting into a race. I was just riding around my city, for a fundraiser. But now, I'm in a different frame of mind. And I learned a hell of a lot. And I know one thing. I'm definitely going into uncharted territory for myself. But I'm so excited. I'm so happy for this journey. And once again, I appreciate all of you guys that take the time to look at my videos. I really appreciate you, and I pray and hope that you continue to follow my journey. So I just want to tune in today. You'll see me back on the bike soon. Just want to let you know that I learned a lot on that last trip that I took with my friends to visit Shelby Farms here in Memphis, Tennessee. So, with all that said, keep on watching my videos, hit those like buttons, hit those subscribe buttons, and until next time, it's been me, JayDollKingHefner, and my beautiful companion dog, Ramaya Cloud. We are